Yes.
Till 3.5.
Till 3.5. Okay. How are the content like? Is it okay? Going good or difficult?
So I
Little
have
boring.
to read only the parabola or parabola also.
You have to read.
Only parabola or parabola also.
No, no. See, parabola come in regards of the graph of a quadratic functions. We are going to read. We are going to study quadratic functions. All the quadratic function. If I wanted to draw a graph that represents this quadratic function, it will be like a parabola.
So
We are not going to.
I don't require to read the conic section of the class
No,
11.
no, no, no.
Okay, sir.
Also, we study only upward parabola or downward parabola. So the equations will be like more or less y is equals to a square ax square plus bx plus c. So you don't even have to go through this x is equals to y square 4ay square kind of graphs. Something like right side parabola or left side parabola. And also the parabolas come into the picture when we would like to draw the graphs of a quadratic function. That's it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to take a poll kind of thing. Like, what shall we do now? Shall we directly move to activity questions one by one and try to solve them?
Sir, can you explain this concept of a quadratic equation? I could not understand.
Quadratic equation. Okay.
Yes, slope. Yes.
Slope of a quadratic function or
Oh, quadratic function. Like how do we find a slope?
okay. So you just want the for you are you a formula kind of person or you just want how the formula came?
So like whatever you feel, I could not understand. Like when like yesterday also when I watched um, the video
Hmm.
which is given. So and I don't know. I was finding it little boring also. I just thought maybe in interaction it could be more easy to understand.
Okay. Okay, I will try my level best now. So this is week 3 max 1. Okay. So we are interested to talk about slope of a quadratic function. Before quadratic function, we have seen this slope coming in week 2 also. Do you remember anything there?
Uh, yes, sir.
Slope of a
Slope of
straight
a
line,
yes, sir.
right? So what this slope refers to?
The line, the slope.
So what that physical meaning of slope? What is the physical meaning of slope in a straight line? So let's suppose say I have a straight line like this.
Run by
Run by
race.
rise.
Run
Uh,
by rise or rise by run.
Rise, sorry, rise by
rise
run.
by run.
Uh, and see, that is actually the change in x. If I
Uh,
change something in x, how much change will happen in terms of y? What is
yes,
the ratio of change in y with respect to change in x? So
yes.
that is what it is. So just okay. So if I start from here, let's say x1. If I move to something x2, How much change at x1? Let us say it is y1. It is at y1. When I move to x2, if it is at y2, if it has moved to y2, the change in x1, the change in x-axis is x is x2 minus x1. With respect to this, how much change happened in y direction is what slope is. Correct? And they say rise by run. And even this y2 and y1, so no need to be too far. Sometimes we take very small shift in x and we will see how much shift in y also. It is sufficient. So we simply say delta y by delta x. So small change, so delta refers to small change, not big changes, like very small change. Very small change in y divided by very small change in x will give you the slope of a line. So the same thing works here also. So if you see, if you have a, if you would like to draw the graph of a quadratic function, how that will, how will that look like? So somewhat, for example, somewhat like this. Can I take it like this? Can a graph of a quadratic function be like this? Yes, no,
Yes, sir.
yes. So this is an upward parabola. So when that will be an upward parabola, if I say f of x is ax square plus bx plus c. So this is the quadratic function.
The leading coefficient is greater than 0.
Correct. So the coefficient of x square, which is a, if a is greater than 0, your graph will be, the corresponding graph will be an upward parabola. And the other case is when a is less than 0, in that case it will be downward parabola. Okay. Now let us suppose say the graph of my quadratic function is like this and I wanted to find, so here in straight line at any point, so at any point the slope is constant to you, correct? So if you take at any point, the slope will be, if this is theta, that will be tan theta, slope will be tan theta only. So complete straight line, you have an unique slope at every point. So you start from this point and you move delta x and you see the change in delta y, it will be constant. Even at this point, you move delta x, you see some, you move delta x, you see the delta y change, delta y by delta x will give you constant. So at any point, this y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 for all y2, y1, x1, x2, this is constant in straight line. But here it will be different. You see, if you wanted to see the slope at here, if I move from here to here, this is x1. Suppose this is x2. So if I move from x1 to x2, change in y1, the change in y will be more when compared to here. So let us say x3, x4.
Sir,
Hmm?
there is some glitch in the voice, sir. It is not very clear.
With my mic,
It's
is it?
no, sorry, your voice is very clear.
So I suggest everyone to use earphone. And also from my side, okay, and also from my side, I will try to increase my voice slowly. Okay. So you see
Okay.
x4, you see here from x3 to x4, if I shift, my delta change in y will be very less compared to x1 to x2. My delta y change will be more. So this ratio which I am talking, so delta y by delta x, I am getting an echo. Okay. Okay. So this particular delta y by delta x will change. Now this will not be a constant. So for a fixed point, this delta y by delta x will change. So if you see, if you can see here, if I wanted to compute the slope of the quadratic function at this point, I will move delta x right or left to that point. So delta x right or let's suppose say I move right of that point. So this is, if this is delta x, then this will be delta y. Okay. So this delta y by delta x here, it will be different when compared to this delta x. So delta x1, let's say delta x1, delta y1, delta x2. So this change delta y2. So delta y2, you can easily see that delta y1 by delta x1 will not be equals to delta y2 by delta x2. So that means slope at each and every point on a quadratic function varies. And can we get a closed form out of this? Like we got like tan theta is the slope of that line. Can we get any closed form which works for every point? And the answer is yes. How can we get is, let's see. But before that, what should be your main takeaway from this is,
Sir,
unlike slope of a straight line, here the slope of a quadratic function varies at each and every point. So this is what you should understand from here. Yeah, any doubt? Hello?
Not for me, sir. I don't know.
No, someone.
Yes, I know.
So you understood about this, at least, like as of now, the slope of a quadratic function, if I will change according to the point at which I want.
Yes.
Like at each and every point, the slope may not be same. The slope will be different for each point. And how
Ye-
that it will be, we will see.
Sir,
Yeah.
so where would be the mock test available for maths?
Max 1 is it?
Hello.
Hello?
Sir, when will be the mock test available?
Did you get any announcement regarding this?
I
Sir,
got
email received.
Hmm.
it
Sir,
is
it says today.
today.
Okay, today timings are also given, right?
Yes, sir,
Till
till 10 p.m.
Acha, till 10 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Then it is, I think it will be open now. It's already open now.
But sir, I cannot see mock test.
Okay, let me check. Uh,
Only for statistics it's available.
sir, how many attempts we can go give in mock test?
just like graded assignment. So till the end of your deadline, you can submit multiple number of times.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't got uploaded yet. Okay. Don't worry, it will come.
So, sir, for the mock test, it will be like all the four courses will be deadline for 20th only, like the end of the day.
All the
Like, like all the four courses mock test deadline will be the same, like 24 or 23rd.
no, 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 no. It depends on, no, no. It depends on respective course, I guess.
Okay.
So
I
stats
mean, for
one
the
is till
stats, 23rd this day, मतलब end of the day.
end of today.
Yeah.
Maybe max one, it is till 10 p.m. only, I guess.
The weekly mock is just like the question means it's more relatively to the qualified exam, like the question that's gonna ask in the weekly. So is it like more
Fi-
relatable to the
uh,
qualifier?
ha.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, after some time it will be available. Mock
Yeah.
test.
After some time it will be available. So
Okay.
right now it didn't got uploaded yet, I guess.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it will come. Okay, now I am interested to find the slope of a quadratic function at a particular point. Now we should be very clear that each and every point the slope varies. So if I wanted to compute the slope of the quadratic function at this particular point, which is x naught. So what I will do is I will take 2 points equidistant from x naught, the left side and the right side. So x1, x2. Okay, equidistance means x1 x naught minus x1 is equals to x2 minus x naught. So this particular distance is equal. Okay. After that, what I will do is I will join these two. Okay. So these 2 points. Once I join these 2 points, even the professor's claim or actual proof will be like whatever the line we have taken, that will be parallel to the line which is tangent to this point. So you know what is tangent? Tangent line.
It's perpendicular. Just touch.
So yeah, if there is a curve like this, if I wanted to draw a tangent line at this point, the tangent line will exactly touch the tangent line will exactly touch at this point, only at that point. So those lines are called tangent lines. So if I look at the tangent line at this point, it will be somewhat like this. So it only exactly touches only once and it goes like this. So these lines are called tangent lines. Okay. And yeah. So what we can see is whatever this line we have drawn from this point to this point, this line will be parallel to the line, tangent line that touches x naught. So if I say L1 and L2, L1 is parallel to L2. And the slope of L1 will be equals to slope of L2. This is the property of parallel lines, right? Correct?
So will this be true for every tangent we draw in the
Parabola.
yes, sir. So this is true for every tangent.
Every
No.
tangent. Yes.
Okay, sir.
See, even simply you can observe here for simple observation. If I take the bottommost point, if I draw a tangent for the bottommost point, that will be parallel to x-axis. Correct or
Okay.
no?
Yes.
And this bottom point is actually passes through the
Axis
axis
of
of symmetry.
yes.
And if I take any point to the left side and the right side at equidistance points, if I take the equidistance points and join the line of those two, every line will be parallel to x-axis.
Okay.
Okay, so the equidistance point. So every line will be parallel to x-axis and parallel to this tangent line, this particular tangent line. And this works for every point. So whatever the point you pick, this point, you take some 5 units left side and 5 units right side. So 5 units left will be somewhat this, and 5 units right will be somewhat this. If you join these 2 points, that will be parallel to the tangent line. That will be parallel to the tangent line, and this works only for the quadratic functions. Same like for straight lines, how it is constant, same like that only here also. If I take a line joining these 2 points, this line will be parallel to our tangent line. And one more thing is, once you know these 2 points, you can compute the slope of this line. We can compute slope of this line. So what will be the slope? If I say this is x1, as I said, x1, x2, x1, y1, this is x2, y2. So the slope of L1 will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Correct? So this will be equal to the slope of L2. So this L2, which passes from x0. So if I say this is x0, y0, now you can see I know the slope of this line, tangent line L2, which is y2 minus y1 by x2, x2 minus x1. And also I know a point, which is x0 comma y0. From there I can compute the equation of this line, y minus y0, and the slope y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. So from here I'm going to get y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 x, and this is something like some constant, which may be like y0 minus y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x. Okay, this will be the equation of this line, tangent line, and the slope of this line will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Now what is our motto? We want the slope in terms of x0 or y0. We know the point, we are worried about x0, y0 point, but we don't know what is x1 and x2. Now what you have to do is, you have to slowly move towards x0. So this distance I will slowly decrease. So the next line will be somewhat like this. If I started with 5 units and 5 units, I will decrease it to 4 units and 4 units. Even that line will also be parallel to our x0, y0. Like this, I slowly decrease again. So this is how it will be. If you are confusing here. So if I want here, for suppose we started like this, considering these 2 points. Slowly what we have to do is, next we have to come closer. And again closer. And again, still closer. Still, how much closer we can come is some delta x. So delta x naught maybe. So even that line will also be parallel to the tangent line. And if you compute these things, okay, slope of this line, slope of this line, this line, this line, the slopes of every line are equal. And if you compute the slopes, if you know these points, this point and this point, you can compute the slope of this line. If you know this point and this point, you can compute the slope like this till you come here, delta x naught. So it is like x minus x naught, x plus x naught. Okay, something like that. So this delta x, and we are worried about the slope of that line. So what will be the slope of that line? So x naught minus delta x naught and y naught minus some delta y naught is this point, and another point is x naught plus delta x naught, y naught plus delta y naught. Okay, these 2 points. I am talking about the very nearer points. So if I look at the slope, so this you will get something like delta y naught by delta x naught. So you are going to get the delta y naught by delta x naught, which is more or less dy by dx. You are going to, if you know differentiation, it's like delta y by delta x, dy by dx. So the slope of your the slope of the quadratic function at this point is actually delta y by delta x dy by dx at x is equals to x naught. So the y, we have the equation as y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. So dy by dx, which is delta change in y by delta x, is nothing but 2ax plus b. So if you know the differentiation, this is how it will be. Differentiate the function, and I want at x is equals to x naught. This particular delta change in delta change in y by delta x at x is equals to x naught will be, just substitute x is equals to x naught, you will get 2a x naught plus b. So this is the proof. If you don't understand the proof, it's fine, but understand this. Understand this and this, the above one. The above one is the crucial one. So convince yourselves that unlike the slope of a straight line, it will not be like it will not be constant at every no, at every point. So if you move the point, if you want the slope of a quadratic function at one particular point will be different from another point. So how that it will be different is this much. So at x naught it will be 2a x naught plus b. At some x1, so if I want to compute the slope at x1, that will be 2a x1 plus b. So it depends on the x coordinate of the point basically, and a and b. So the coefficients of x square term, quadratic term, and the linear term. It will only depend on these three values. So final statement will be like this. Quadratic function f of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c at some point x naught comma y naught is 2a x naught plus b. Okay. Yeah, as I brought this differentiation into the picture, so you can see if it is linear, it will be somewhat y is equals to mx plus c. If I look at dy by dx, this will be m. So m is constant. But in quadratic function, it will be somewhat ax square plus bx plus c. If I look at the differentiation, it will be 2ax plus b. Okay, so it depends. So this is the slope. So dy by dx will be the slope. So if you move to week 4, you are going to see degree more than 2 also. There also the same thing. So differentiate the function, you will get the slope. You can compute the slope. Okay. Is it like basic or is it like high level?
Sir, basic, sir, basic.
No, the proof and everything. See, these all works on somewhat intuition and somewhat a little bit of delta these terms, mathematical terms, will come into the picture, and this is how you can understand. If you understand the proof, it's okay. If you don't understand, you can just go back to the YouTube session and just watch it again. If you don't want the proof, so that is why I asked you. If you are like a formula person, just go with this formula. So this is the formula.
Sir, in activity questions, sir, I'm having doubt.
Yeah, we can move to activity questions now. If there is no conceptual doubt, we can move to activity. Okay, what? Okay, let us start with week 3 AQ 3.1. Okay, let me share that screen. This is being YouTube streamed, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is being YouTube streamed. Okay. Okay, is my portal screen visible?
No, sir, your screen is not visible. Now it is visible.
Okay, now it is visible, is it?
Sir, having doubt in activity 3.2, sir, question number 3.
Okay, 3.2. I will move to 3.2. Let me complete this 3.1. Okay, let me just go through 3.1. If there are any doubts, okay. So first question, I think everyone can do.
Option D
Right?
will be the answer.
Yeah. So we have given 4 options, and we have given a quadratic function also, where you can see your coefficient of x square is positive, so it will be an upward parabola. So option D will be correct. And question 2 also, I think you guys can do same thing,
Option
but
A.
here a is less than 0, a is minus 1 here,
It will
so
be downward.
option, yeah, it will be a downward parabola, so it will be option. And this one, last one.
Sir, first of all, it will be upward, so it will be the minimum value will be there.
Correct.
And sir, if we'll differentiate it, then it will become 2x plus 10. So x will be equal to minus 5.
Hmm.
And for getting the values, minus 5 will put, then minus 5 whole square, that will be 25, and 25 minus 50 plus 1. So minus 25 plus 1 minus 24, option B.
Okay, correct. So are there anyone who are having doubt in this particular question 3? Okay, good. Okay, let us move to 3.2 then. Okay, 3.2 first question. So the curve on the surface of the banana as shown in figure 2 can be described using this equation. So we have given the equation of the curve of banana. So in the graph also you can see it is somewhat like x square plus 2x plus 4. An ant is walking from one end of the banana to the other end. What will be the x coordinate of the ant's location once it reaches the vertex of its path or graph?
Minus B by 2a.
We have asked the x coordinate. So x coordinate will be
Minus B by
minus
2.
b by 2a. What will be the y coordinate?
Minus D by 4a.
Minus b by 4a. No.
Yes, sir. Discriminant.
Correct. C minus b square by 4. It is actually just substitute minus b by 2a in the function. So it is f of minus b by 2a. You will get c minus b square by 4a. Just substitute it and check. Okay. But now we are only worried about the x coordinate of the vertex point. So it will be minus b by 2a. Here minus b is 2 and a is 1. So just substitute the values you will get. And what about this second?
Dev and
Third,
Ananya bought
third is
2.
correct.
Sir, x
Hmm.
plus y will be equal to 20. And
Then
after that,
y is equal to
x
20
lost.
minus
So
x.
there it will become x minus 3 will be there and y minus 4. And their product is equals to 42. And we'll substitute and we'll get the answer.
Yes.
Hmm. Correct. So
Sir, instead of y, we can use 20 minus x.
correct. So
Yeah, yeah.
that is what you can directly use. So we are
Yes.
only worrying about one variable cases, right? We have only one variable here till now. So Deb and Ananya bought 20 toys together means you take Deb as X toys, Deb is having X toys, or Ananya is having X toys. Then the other guy will have, other person will have 20 minus X. So from there you can get.
Sir,
So
but
Deb lost. Hmm.
sir, here it is given that let us assume that they initially had X number of toys.
Okay. So as they have given Deb initially has X number of toys, then Ananya will have 20 minus X toys.
Yeah.
Okay. From there you can. So after that, they've lost 3 toys. Come meaning is X minus 3. Please be on mute now. Yeah. Thanks.
Sir, question number
So
3 having doubt.
yeah. Let's move to question number 3. No doubt in question 2, right? Everyone?
Sir, can you once again explain?
Okay. So what we are telling here is Deb and Ananya has some 20 toys it seems. From these 20 toys, Deb lost 3 toys and Ananya lost 4 toys. So after losing these toys, their product of the number of toys is 42. What we have to do is can you form an equation for Dev to know how many toys did he have initially? And also in the question itself we have given, let us assume Dev initially has X number of toys. So what you have to take is, suppose Dev is having X number of toys, then Ananya will have 20 minus X, correct? So out of these X toys, he lost 3 toys. So the current number of toys Dev has is X minus 3. And Ananya lost 4 toys. So initially she has 20 minus X toys. And from 20 minus X, she lost 4 toys. That means currently she is having 20 minus X minus 4, which is 16 minus X. So they having X minus 3, Ananya having 16 minus X. Their product is given to be 42. So what we have to do? X minus 3 times 16 minus X will be equal to 42. So you compute what is X minus 3 times 16 minus X. You will get this minus X square plus 19X minus 48 is equals to 42. That is the equation we want.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now let's come to question number 3. So represent the following problem in the form of an equation. So what is the problem we have? A medicine manufacturer produces Y number of vaccines every day. Okay. So he produces Y number of vaccines every day. And the manufacturing cost of each vaccine is 100 plus the number of vaccines manufactured on that day. Okay. Understood? Let us move to,
Yes,
see,
sir.
understand the statements first. Okay. This journal screen is visible, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what they are saying is daily they are producing Y vaccines. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Y vaccines every day. And the manufacturing cost of each vaccine. So this is each vaccine. Okay. Vaccine is 100 plus number of vaccines produced per day. If Y vaccines are produced on that day, it will be 100 plus Y. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. On a particular day, the total manufacturing cost was 10,000. So the total manufacturing cost, how can I get the total manufacturing cost? So manufacturing one vaccine, it costs 100 plus Y. And if I am manufacturing Y vaccines,
100 plus y into y.
100 plus Y into Y. So total manufacturing cost will be manufacturing cost of each vaccine times number of vaccines produced on that day. Correct? So manufacturing cost of each vaccine is 100 plus Y times number of vaccines produced on that particular day is Y. And this total manufacturing cost is given to be 10,000. Okay. So the equation will be
100y plus y square is
y
equal to
square plus
10,000.
100y is equals to 10,000. So is this the correct answer given?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So have you forgot this y plus y?
Hmm.
So I'm asking the guy who asked this question 3, what mistake you did? So what
Sir,
was the mistake?
actually, here manufacturing cost of each vaccine like 100 plus Y. Then I thought that the number of the vaccines is Y.
Yeah, the number of vaccines is y. So
And
then,
in cost I made a mistake.
acha, in cost you made a mistake. Okay. But this is what we said, and this is what you have to do. This is how you have to do. Okay.
Yes, sir. Now understood, sir.
Okay. Let's move to question 4 then. Okay. So regarding this question 4, we have to find the vertex and axis of symmetry of the graph of the quadratic function. So has everyone did this question?
Yes, sir. So like vertex x will be minus b by 2a. So minus 4
Okay.
divided by 2. And it will be C option only. One is only there which can match.
Okay.
How do we find axis of symmetry?
How do we
Minus
find
2y.
minus?
Minus b by 2a.
Okay, I understand. You just a second. I just wanted to show you something. So see, has everyone know what is axis of symmetry? And not the x is equals to minus b by 2a.
No,
Line that passes through the
it
vertex.
basically divide parabola into equal parts.
Equal parts.
So correct. So if I have a parabola somewhat like this, so the line, so axis of symmetry is basically a vertical line. So in this particular week, or in regards of quadratic functions and parabolas, so the axis of symmetry will always be a vertical line. Vertical line. Okay. So what line it is? With regards to that line, my parabola will be symmetric on both sides. So whatever the graph I have on the right side will be symmetric to the left side. Symmetric means if you take this particular on paper, you draw this graph and you just fold along this red line. So you can see your graph, left side graph and the right side graph exactly matches to each other. So that is what axis of symmetry is. So simple, let us understand simply. So if the graph is like just y is equals to x square, so I just draw the graph of y is equals to x square. What will be the axis of symmetry?
Sir, y-axis?
Y axis. Tree is y axis. And moreover, so you have observed this, y axis equation is x is equals to 0, correct?
Yes.
So now you see y is equals to x square is symmetric along x is equals to 0. So observe this. I am writing this x square as x minus 0 whole square. So whatever I take minus x, so simply if I take positive value whole square will be equal to the same corresponding negative value if I take. This will be equal. For this y is equals to x square, phi square as well as minus phi square. So the negative of it. Similarly 10 square and minus 10 square. So these values will be equal. So this is symmetric along x is equals to 0. And you treat it like x minus 0 whole square. Okay. Now what if my equation is x minus a whole square? Somewhat like this. So for which line it will be symmetrical? So what will be the axis of symmetry of this line, this equation? Okay, first of all, tell me how the graph of this x minus a whole square will be.
It would be upwards.
Okay, not a. Let us say 1. So we have seen 0 case. Let us say x minus 1 ka whole square case. So how the graph of this x minus 1 whole square look like? So think a bit. Just the intuition you have to, you have to think a bit. How will the graph? So x square, it is symmetric along x is equals to 0 and it passes through origin. What if it is x minus 1 ka whole square?
Y-intercept The is vertex will be -1.
Vertex will be
-1.
Moves 1 unit towards right.
Vertex.
Minus
she is
1,
correct.
1.
Minus 1 1. Y intercept is
Moves 1 unit.
y intercept is 1.
1.
So, someone said the correct answer. It moves 1 unit towards
Unit
right side.
towards right.
So whatever the x square graph you have, it basically moves 1 unit towards right. So this will be 1 comma 0. You can check. So if I substitute x is equals to 1, my y will be 0, and the minimum value I can get for this kind of function will be 0. So anything to the power whole square will always be greater than or equals to 0. So the minimum will be 0. So that 1 comma 0 will be the minimum point, or which will be the vertex point. So what if I say y is equals to x minus some 10? Sorry, x plus 10.
10 units towards left.
10 units towards left. Correct. So this is how it will be. So the vertex point is minus 10 comma 0. Okay. Now let us prove. Let us prove few things. For suppose.
Can you do it left side?
Here we did left side because there is x plus 10 plus. Even though if I open x square plus 20x plus 100, from here also you try to compute the axis of symmetry using your formulas, you are going to get minus 10 comma 0. But right now what we do is, let us take a parabola, equation of a parabola to be somewhat ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, before moving to that, okay, if the constant is inside the square, it is like shifting. What if it is like this? If y is x square plus 2, outside the square, what happens if I add a constant or subtract a constant outside the square term?
It moves to on the y-axis.
Above or below?
Above.
Yes, correct. So if it is plus, it will move like this. So 2 units above. So this will be 2 comma 0. Sorry, 0 comma 2. So this is the x square we have. If I add 2, my graph will shift 2 units above. If I subtract 5,
It will move 5 units downwards.
5 units below. It will come 5 units below. This will be minus 5 comma 0. Okay. So now understand this. Come here. So try to write this function as somewhat like square plus some constant. So you will try to write. I will try to write, just understand. So I will take a
Zero.
common from.
So regarding y is equal to x squared minus 5, it will be 0 comma minus 5, right, sir? Point.
Yeah, correct. 0 comma minus 1. Okay, I will take a common. So once I take a common, it will be x square plus b by a, x plus c by a. And next thing what I will do is, I have a square plus, I will treat this as 2ab. So x square plus 2 times x times I will have b by 2a. So what term I should add in order to make this as a perfect square? So I have a square plus 2ab. So I have to add b by 2a whole square. And I subtract b by 2a whole square. And the last term is c by a. Okay. So you will get to know why we are doing this. So now a times, so this x square plus 2 times x times b by 2a plus b by 2a whole square, I can simply write it as x plus b by 2a whole square, and these two terms will be c by a minus b square by 4a square. Okay, if I multiply this a, we are going to get a times x plus b by 2a whole square plus, so this a will get cancelled, c minus b square by 4, and this a and a square will get cancelled and only a will remain. Now you see, so this is what we got. So from ax square plus bx plus c, I can write that equation as like this. And we just now saw, so if y is x square, it will be symmetric along x is equals to 0. If y is x plus 1 whole square, it will be symmetric along x is equals to minus 1. Right? That is what we saw now, right? So x minus 5, if y is x minus, so even though a constant is multiplied to this, it doesn't change much. So even 3x square also, the symmetry will be x is equals to 0. So ax square also, even a constant is multiplied, it doesn't change. The symmetry will lies at x is equals to minus 1. Here also x is equals to 5 will be the symmetric line. So this is somewhat like this, 5 comma 0. Now if I add a constant to this, x minus 5 whole square, if I add a constant, some value 10, so this graph will shift 10 units above. This is actually shifting right and left or shifting up and down. That's it. So the curve will remain same. Now the same things, so all these things we are going to combine here. So we are going to look at here. So now what we got is, so x minus of minus b by 2a whole square plus some constant. So this is constant and this is the expression we have. So if my quadratic function is like this, to which line the symmetry will be? What is the symmetric line?
X.
Minus b by 2a.
Yeah. So you see this x minus of 5 instead of 5. So even this is also x minus of minus 1. So instead of this minus 1, 5, 0, now we have minus b by 2a. So the symmetric axis of symmetry will be minus b by 2a from here. And the constant value which you are seeing will be actually the y coordinate of the vertex point. So whether it will be moving above c minus b square by 4a units or below c minus b square by 4a unit depends upon the sign of this. So x is equals to minus b by 2a is the axis of symmetry. And next thing is, axis of symmetry passes through vertex point. So as the axis of symmetry passes through vertex point, x coordinate of the vertex point minus b by 2a only, and the y coordinate will be which is f of minus b by 2. And this c minus b square by 4a you can see here. So this, if I draw the graph, this is how it will be. So this is minus b by 2a and it is c minus b square by 4a units above. So it shifted c minus b square by 4a units above. So the point will be, bottommost point will be this. Okay, those who have understood this particular, how this minus b by 2a, c minus b square by 4a came, this is how it came. So this is how the symmetries will be. So from this, x is equals to minus b by 2a will be the axis of symmetry, and the vertex point will be minus b by 2a comma c minus b square by 4a. And yeah, again, on top of this, if you didn't understand what we did 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes, it's fine. But if you didn't understand, then at least remember these things. So go through the formulas. Okay. So now
Excuse me.
as we, yeah.
Sir, there is an announcement about the mock test in the email, but I'm not able to find it on the portal. So could you please help me with that, sir?
Yeah, sir.
Just now it came, is it?
Yes, sir. I saw the notification of
Actually,
mail.
yesterday we received the mail.
Huh.
Actually, for statistics, they told the time as from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. The whole 24 hours they mentioned. But in maths, it is not mentioned the open time.
But they have mentioned before 9 o'clock, sir. 21 hours they have mentioned it. Before 9 o'clock, we need
Yeah.
to submit.
Okay. So I will just check with this. Okay. After this session, I will just check what is the status of this mock, and whether it is going to release or are we going to postpone.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Let
you.
me check on this.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is what we have seen till now. I thought I shown some proof of how we get x is equals to minus b by 2a and is the axis of symmetry, and the vertex point is basically minus b by 2a comma c minus b square. See, if you are understanding the proof, it will help you, even though you forget the formulas, it will help you to recollect again. Okay. So from that perspective, you can solve this question 4. So you can find the vertex of this quadratic function and as well as axis of symmetry also. First try to find the axis of symmetry. What will be the axis of symmetry? Okay, from the options you can directly check, I guess. So when your A is positive and B is positive, your axis of symmetry will come out to be negative. So these are few observations if you understand clearly. So x is equals to minus b by 2a will be the axis of symmetry. But if your a and b are positives, definitely your axis of symmetry will be negative. And in the given options, you can directly see that only one option you have axis of symmetry as negative. So I think option C is correct.
Yes.
So yeah, so no need to compute vertex point minus b by 2a value. No need to compute everything. So if you have observation, if you have done this observation, these kind of observations are very, very important. So what happens? So maybe trivial. It may be trivial to you, but write it down at some book or somewhere. You just write it down. When your A and B are positives, your axis of symmetry will always be the left side of your y-axis. So that means you will have a negative value. X is equals to some negative value. So if at least one of your A and B are negative, then you will have it to be on the right side, right of y-axis, and you will have a positive axis of symmetry, positive value to your axis of symmetry, like this. These kind of things. What happens when C is negative? What happens when C is positive? Okay, so these kind of observations are pretty much important, and it will be helpful to save time as well as to get the correct answer. Okay, so yeah, these are my suggestions. It's up to you whether to follow or not. Okay, what about this question? So Ananya runs a shop selling books. The profit she makes from her shop is given by the function p of u is equals to 100 plus 40u minus 2u square, where u is the amount that she spends on book binding. Okay.
10, sir.
So find the value of u in order to maximize the profit p of u. So what I have to do?
Find the vertex x.
So is it x coordinate of the vertex point or the y coordinate of the vertex point, or it is not even related to vertex point?
X coordinate.
Mm-hmm.
X coordinate of the vertex point.
X coordinate of the vertex point. Any other answers apart from this?
Sir, for the value of mu, it would be the x coordinate of the vertex point. And for the maximum profit, we need to find the f of the value of the x coordinate for the function.
Correct. So if we ask you the value of maximum value or minimum value, you have to find the y coordinate of the vertex point. But if we are asking where the maximum occurs, or in order to get the maximum, what should be the value of u or what should be the value of x, you have to give us the x coordinate of the vertex point. So like this, we have given you the quadratic equation now. I know by now you know how to find the x coordinate of the vertex point and y coordinate of the vertex point. So find it. You will get, so most of them are saying 10 as the answer for first question. So hopefully it should be 10. And then substitute 10 in the equation, you will get the maximum value, maximum profit. Okay.
3.
Okay. So this is about 3.2. Now let's move to slope of a quadratic equation, quadratic function. Yeah, the first question itself. Calculate the slope of the parabola at point x comma y. We have given you the quadratic function to you, and we asked you what will be the slope at point x comma y.
2ax plus b.
Yeah, 2ax plus b. What is a here?
1.
1. So 2 times 1 times x, which is 2x, plus b. What is b?
2.
2. So the answer will be
2x plus 2.
2x plus 2. Oh. Similarly, the second question is also the same way. We just change the function. So here we have given minus 5x square plus 10x plus 10. So the same thing, use 2ax plus b. You will get
10x plus 10.
minus 10x plus 10. But see, in both the cases, again, if your a is non-zero and b is non-zero, you will have two terms in your slope. So these are the observations I am talking about. So 2ax is one term, and there will be another term which is b if your a and b are non-zeros. So that means you should have two terms in your options. So by that you can directly click whether it is question 1 or question 2. So in both the questions you see only one option which has two terms. So x term, linear term, and the other term is a constant term. So therefore the answers will be option A and option A in both the questions. So like this, if you had made few observations before going to the exam, you might save your answers time. Sorry, you might save your time. And the last question is calculate the slope of a parabola given by the function this and at the point 2 comma.
What you said? Can you just repeat what you said, sir, regarding first and second question?
What I said is when you have a quadratic function of the form ax square plus bx plus c, if your a and b are non-zeros, that I know by looking at the function, if your a and b are non-zeros, then the slope at point x comma y, the slope function will have two terms at least. 2ax is one term and the other term is b. So you will have a linear term which is x term. So coefficient of x as well as x is called the linear term, as well as you will have a constant term. So you will have two terms. If your a and b are non-zero, you will have two terms in your slope equation. So from the options itself, every option except option A, every other option has only one term. Either linear term it has or the constant term it has. So from there you can directly tick option A as correct.
So thank you, sir. Got it.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, one
And what
question, sir.
is
So this slope is equation 2ax plus b. So what I understood that there is infinite lines of slope that is actually tangential to the any point on the curve. Correct. Then the equation is 2ax plus b. So if I draw a curve and a slope line, it is not actually tangential. It is actually intersecting, passing through the curve.
Which lines?
Any curve if I take, because 2ax plus b. Okay, b is lying on the axis of vertex, right? So the b is a constant, and any lines, any slopes lines will be actually spinning on the b, on the point b.
Okay. Let me ask you one thing. Have you been from the start, like from 7 a.m.?
No, sorry.
No. See, first half an
Okay, I will
hour
go
we
through
dealt
that.
with
Yeah.
this only. Yeah.
Okay, I will go through that.
Yeah. Just go. So, what is the answer for question 3? Those who have solved.
Option A, 34.
34.
34. So just if you know the slope formula, just substitute. You know A, you know x naught, the point x coordinate of the point. You know B, just substitute everything. Okay. Now let us move to 3.4. Has anyone done question 1? Don't tell me the answer. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So has anyone tried and gave up this particular question? Like you are not getting the answer and you just gave up. No? Very good. So shall we do this problem or shall we go to the next problem?
Do, sir, do.
Shall we do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever the question, these kind of contextual questions where some English wordings will come into the picture. So the main problem we will face in these kind of problems is converting this English statements into our mathematical terms. So or mathematical expressions. So that is the main step you have to do. Once you have done that, the other things are pretty much straightforward. So what in this particular question, what it says is a stone is thrown with an initial speed u meter per second as shown in the figure. So in the figure you can see, so the ball is thrown from the ground and in that direction. The height of the stone's trajectory above the ground is given to be h of t is equals to minus 5t square plus half ut. And here t is the time of the flight. So what this particular statement says us is at t is equals to 0, the height of the ball is at the ground. So the height from the ground will be 0. When t is 1, after 1 second, the height is h of 1. So substitute t is equals to 1, you will get the height of the ball after 1 second. So like this, at t seconds, the height of the ground, height of the ball from the ground is h of t. So that is what this equation represents. And what we have given is extra information is if the highest point in air that the stone can reach is 5 meters. So the maximum height the stone has reached is 5 meters above the ground. Then calculate the initial speed. Now my very first question is, what is this 5 meters represent?
Axis
our
of symmetry
Y-intercept.
minus b by 2.
See.
See, is this minus b by 2a x coordinate of vertex point, or is it y coordinate of the vertex point, which is c minus b square by 4a? Which one will it represent?
Y coordinates.
Y coordinate, sir.
Y coordinate. So here the y axis is the height and x axis is the time. Okay, we have given the maximum height it reached is 5 meters. So the maximum height we have given. We didn't say that at t is equals to 3 it reaches maximum height. So if we had said like that, then that 3 represents the x coordinate of the vertex point. Okay, we have given the height here, and height is on y axis. So 5 meters represents the y coordinate of the vertex point. Okay, so if you understand this, let us start solving. Okay, now let us solve this. So we have given the trajectory will be somewhat like this, we said, and this is the vertex point, and we don't know what vertex point, what is the x coordinate of the vertex point, we don't know. I will refer it to as t naught, but we have given the y coordinate as 5. So in the equation we have given is h of t is equals to minus 5t square, what is the other plus u by 2 into t. So this is the height equation given. So what we know, h of t naught is 5. Okay, this we know. And t naught also we can write in terms of this. So what is t naught basically? Minus b by 2a. X coordinate of the vertex point, which is minus b by 2a. So what is minus b? B is u by 2. So minus b is minus u by 2 divided by 2 times what is a? Minus 5. So from here we will get u by 20. Okay. So u by 20 is t naught and h of t naught is 5. So that means h of u by 20 is 5. So from here just substitute. We know h of t is this. What will be h of u by 20? Which is minus 5 times. Just substitute u by 20 in place of t. Okay, from here h of u by 20 we know, which is 5. So this will be minus 5 times u square by 400 plus u square by 40. So this 5 ones, 5 80s. And from here 5 is equals to u square. So here itself u square by 40 minus u square by 80.
U square by 80.
80, right? So yeah, see, even in these calculations also I can give you some kind of hints. If you have u by a minus u by 2a, you will get u by 2a. So you are subtracting half amount of this total amount. So you will have half. So just like 1 minus half is half. So whatever the quantity value you are going to have, if you are subtracting half of it, you will be remained with half of them. So u square by 40 minus u square by 80 is u square by 80. So u square by 80. From here you will get u square is equals to 400. From here we get either u is plus 20 or u is minus 20. So which one should we take?
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
Origin.
So this we will exclude. Minus 20 means it's on the opposite direction. So the direction which we are throwing, negative of it will be the opposite of it. So we don't want this. So the speed will always be positive, or you can think it like this. So once we are saying the speed will be greater than 0. So there will not be any negative speeds, right? In mathematical sense, we don't have. Physically, it might have. So this will be removed, and the only answer will be u is equals to 20. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. As we are discussing about calculations, I just wanted to emphasize this also. How many of you know the division by 9? Very quickly, like somewhat like 372 divided by 9.
That the sum of the numbers of the is divisible by 9. Yeah.
Exact value. Like I just wanted to compute 372 by 9 quickly. And also I don't have calculator in my near premises. Okay. So it's a kind of shortcut you can use. So 1 by 9 will be 0.11111 and so on. And 2 by 9 will be 0.2222222. See, these are some kind of small tricks you can say. And 3 by 9 will be 0.33333. So whatever the number is in the numerator, so 7 by 9 will be 0.7777 like this. And 8 by 9 will be 0.88888. 9 by 9 is also 0.99999. See, this 0.99999 is nothing but 1. So once you know this, so this 372 you see, so this will be somewhat nearest 9 multiple you can go. 436. 36 plus
441
1.
point.
41 point. There is remain 3 by 9. So it will be
333.
41.3333. Okay. So like this you can do for any big number 1734721 divided by 9. Even this you can do it in seconds, within seconds. So these are few things, like if you are interested you can learn. If you learn, it will be helpful in at least in one of the places. Okay. Okay, let's come back. Okay, question 1 answer should be option A. What about question 2? Finding the roots of the equation x square minus 8x plus 15 is equals to 0. Firstly, how many of you know this quadratic equation, solving of a quadratic equations, quadratic formulas or factorizing methods? Do everyone know this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Then if you know that, I think this question 2 and question 3 are pretty straightforward questions. So what will be the answer for x square minus 8x plus 15 is equals to 0?
3 and
What
5.
are
3
the,
and 5.
5 and 3.
you can use factorization method, or you can directly use the quadratic formula. Or in this particular lecture, what we expect you is, if you don't know in this particular lecture, you try to draw the graph of the quadratic equation and look where the roots are. And the last one is x minus 1 whole square is equals to 0.
Yes, Nico. Powering on.
So it will be one repeated root,
One repeated root
and
real.
the root is 1. Okay. Yeah. Like this, and we will move to slope of the line and parabola. What will be the first answer? The slope of a line which passes through the vertex
5, sir.
and the y-intercept of the quadratic equation x square plus 10x minus 5 is. So what are we asking? We
5.
are asking the slope of a line. Which line? It should pass through the vertex as well as the y-intercept of a quadratic function. So I hope you guys know what is the y-intercept of a quadratic function. So what is the y-intercept of a quadratic function?
-5.
What it is? So what is
C.
The point where x is 0.
the point where
Point
x is
where x
0,
is 0.
or the graph, the point at which the graph cuts the y-axis? Okay, they are y-intercepts. Okay, find the y-intercept. In this first question, hint is find the y-intercept, find the vertex point. Once you have 2 points, you can easily calculate the slope of a line. Okay, so from there you try to compute, you will get answer. Anyone who solved answer will be
5, sir.
5, is it?
5.
Okay, you should get 5. And the second question is identify the point at which the slope of the equation, this should be slope of the function f of x is equals to x square plus 2x minus 5 is 10. Okay, so equation should be like, okay, above also they have given quadratic equation, is it? See, equations always will be somewhat equal to some constant value or something. So those are called as equations, and these should be functions. We will change it, don't we? So quadratic function and quadratic equation, both are different. So in quadratic function, you will have a variable. Depending upon independent variable, there will be another variable which is dependent variable. So function is relative. Function is actually a mapping. And the quadratic equation is actually one instance of that mapping. So something like, if you have f of x is equals to x square plus 10x minus 5. So if I remove f of x and I put some value, some value 10. So then 10 is equals to x square plus 10x minus 5 will be a quadratic equation. So one instance of a quadratic mapping, function mapping, one instance if I pick, that will be a quadratic equation. So understand this difference, okay? Never confuse between quadratic function and quadratic equation. Okay. Okay, in this, even the second question sense is, consider this as a quadratic function and identify at what point the slope will be 10. So at which point?
So 4,19.
4,19.
I hope you are solving and answering, okay? Don't look at check answers and just tell.
So I have solved it.
Everything.
Yes,
Okay,
I
very good.
solved.
Very good. So same thing. So we have given you 2ax naught plus b as 10. And you know a and b, you find the x naught. Once you once you get the x naught, just substitute that x naught in this particular function, and you will get the y naught also. You will get the point. Okay. What about the third question?
First and second option.
Okay, and again here also equations 10x square should be removed. The question should only be choose the correct statements with respect to the sensitivity. Okay. Yeah. Firstly, tell me what do we mean by sensitivity? Anyone?
The rate of change of the value of the function with respect to the independent variable.
Exactly, correct. Very good. What is your name?
Avinash.
Avinash. Correct. So I can see most of you are science background students, I hope, right? Yeah. Anyway, even I was informed the same thing. Those who are going to join the session, they are from science background. So that is why I am not starting from very basics. Okay. Okay, very good. That is correct. So whatever Avinash said is correct. So the rate of change of y with respect to rate of change of x. So if it is very large, very huge, then it will be considered as most sensitive. So high sensitive. If I move a little bit of x, if my y varies a lot, so that means it is more sensitive graph. Okay. So in that manner, You just check 10x square, 0.01 x square, and 5x square. So out of these 4 expressions, 10x square will be the most sensitive and 0.01 x square will be the least sensitive. Let us move to few graphs. Even I like to show it visually, ताकि you will get idea. So 10x square graph will be like this. 5x square will be like this. X square will be like this. 0.01 x square will be like this. Now you see from these graphs, these 4 graphs, let us start with this last graph. Okay. So is my cursor visible? Cursor.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you see in this violet graph, so if I change from x is equals to 4 to x is equals to 6, the change in y is very less. Alright. But if you see in the green graph, from 0 to 2, let's take 0 to 2. So that we can have picture for above also. So if you see from 0 to 2, 2 units change in x, there is no much difference in y. So there is no much change in y. But when you see this green graph, so from 0 to 2, if I move, my y changes from 0 to 4. So 4 units change. For 2 units change, we have seen a 4 unit change in this green graph. But when we see this blue graph, you see this blue graph where this touches somewhere at 20. Okay, so let me zoom out a bit. Okay, you see this is okay. This will give you clarity. So 0 to 2, if I move 2 units, my change in y is 20 units. So you can see 20 units, this blue. So 0 to 2, if I move only 2 units, the change is 20 units in y, along y. So there is a rapid change in y, more change in y. But when you see the red is much more rapid than y. Okay, so by looking at the graphs itself, we can judge the sensitivity. So on the red graph, if you see on the red graph, if I change a small x, there will be a huge change in y. So from here itself, you can see if I change only 2 units, my red will change some 40 units. Okay, 40 units of change. So from this, you can judge the sensitivity. Okay, so from this graph itself, you can see this red color graph has more sensitive compared to blue. Blue is more sensitive compared to green, and green is more compared to this violet. And the least sensitive is violet one. So from there, you can see this and what about the fourth question?
I got only one answer. That is 7.2. Can you please explain it, sir?
Okay. So has anyone solved this particular problem?
So yeah,
Yes,
yesterday
sir.
they have solved this one.
Yesterday in the class, they
Yes,
have
sir.
solved it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, then it's fine. So no need to repeat again.
So by the use of graph, I can solve this question, but by simply by the question without graph, I can't solve the question. So can you please explain that, sir?
No,
Without
yesterday they have explained it in detail with graph and the equations.
Is it in
So
recorded? Is it?
Yeah,
Yes,
it is recorded. It is recorded.
Okay, sir.
Can you let us know the session timings, please? I will check there.
7 to 9, right? Same timing. It happened
Okay,
on the
okay.
same
Thank
day.
you.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And so,
Hmm.
like, I have a general doubt.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
from a non-science background, and since like I have left studies since I was seven
Okay.
year. So
Hmm.
I know the equations. I understand all these things, but when the thing is given in text form, so I'm
Hmm.
not able to grasp the equation out of it.
Yeah, so that is the main problem you might face. Mainly the non-science background student might face. To come over this, try to solve as many problems as you can by your own. Okay, sit for yourself, take an example, and try to decode it. So this decoding you have to do.
Yes, sir. Like I understand. Like everyone has said that, but
Hmm.
what happens is just I have most difficulty in maths. Other
Hmm.
subject
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
can do it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
when if I keep on solving for one thing, I give much time,
Hmm.
then I have lose track that means of other courses.
Okay.
So that's the difficulty. If some of the tips you can give, like how to grasp, it will be
Okay.
easier for me.
First and foremost tip I can give you is don't read the complete question at once. So don't be like just look at this question, fourth question. Don't be like a football player kicks a football from the ground. The path of this is this, horizontal this is this. When measured both feet, another player jumps and takes an adder the slope of the function. By the time you reach the last statement, you will forget what happened in the first statement. Okay. So first and foremost thing you have to do is, if you don't know how to solve this, first and foremost thing is understand each and every statement at once. So once you are reading first statement, a football player kicks a football from the ground. Now you have to be like you are one of the football player. You are kicking a football from the ground. So the next step, what you have to do is you have to draw an XY plane and treat your x-axis as the ground. Now you position yourself at one point and keep a ball and understand the first statement. The next statement is the path of the football. So what is the path of the football? You have to think about what is the path of the football mean. Okay, path of the football is when you kick the football, in which
In which
direction
direction it moves.
it goes, and where along it is going is the path of the football. Correct. And it is modeled by the function h of x is equals to minus 1 by 125 x square plus 20. So this is, so once after you read this, you look at what is x and what is h of x. So x is the horizontal distance, h of x is the height of the football above the ground. Okay, so x represents the horizontal distance and y represents the height, and which is the vertical distance of the football from the ground. Okay, and when both are measured in feet, so they are measuring in feet, it seems. Now until this statement, what we understood, so we are in the football ground and the ground represents the x-axis, and a football player standing at one position, he kicks the football, and the path of that football is actually a quadratic or parabola. So the graph of the quadratic function, which is a parabola, and once you see, how will the path be? Will it be a downward parabola or upward parabola? How will the ball travel?
Downward.
Downward parabola.
So it goes to some height. Even in real life also, you see, when you throw a ball upwards, it will go to the some height, and it will again come back to the ground, right? So it will be somewhat like parabola. So you understand this from the equation also, you can identify as a is less than 0, it will take some downward parabola kind of thing.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
until
But
now.
here the equation is given, so it is easier. But in some
Mhm.
cases, uh, there is no equations. There is just the text and text. So Like how I identify what is if it is a quadratic equation of x square or it is just an x and y thing. Like I don't know how to figure out x square and x. If there is here it is given the equation, so I know this is x square.
Okay. So if I have to give a tip, I have to have an example. So I will show you an example. I can show you an example. This is how you should think, and then you can apply it for other questions also. Can you have a solid example? Can you give me a solid example regarding this?
I can't figure out what is x square, so how can I like give an example? Like, that is the problem. It is in one of the activity or graded question. I don't know, but there is a question that is full of text, so I'm not able to grasp the equation of it.
Okay. I will come to you. I will just come to you. So this 3.5, if this 3.5 is okay, and from 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, or just the solving of different ways of solving a quadratic equation. Okay, so it's like factorizing method. There are few methods: factorizing method, square method, and the final one, our favorite one, is quadratic formula. Okay, those are the things, and I think there will not be any much difficulty here also. So what we do is we take an example of what. May I know your name, please?
Pooja.
Pooja. So whatever Pooja is facing, whatever the problem Pooja is facing, let us take an example of it, and we will try to think. Even I will start thinking along with you. We will try to take a new question, and let us understand how we should approach these kind of problems. Okay, and later we will try to conclude this today's session. And when is the next session you have? Tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow also. Okay, fine. So you wanted. Okay. So has anyone did this fourth question? Pooja, have you did this?
I have done so.
I have done so, but I have got little confusion over finding the equation. If I have the slope and all this thing, I can find. But when it comes to figure out even the small things, that is where I have faced the difficulties. And at least in this, there is some of the points. But I
there is
think
some
it is in
point.
the graded assignment. I think so. I have to search. I'll look for it. That there is full of like text, and I don't know what is the equation.
Graded. I think you shouldn't have.
So maybe the problem of the toys would.
Maybe yeah. Maybe I am also thinking the same thing. Maybe the toy problem can give you some.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's toy problem.
Is this?
Yeah.
These kind of
Yeah,
things?
second number.
Yeah, so I think that toy and package, I think some package per package you have to do.
This third question, right? Number of vaccines, manufacturing cost.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us try to solve second question. But anyway, I solved the second question. I don't know you're present at that point or no. Okay, how do we read this initially?
There are two person and they bought 20 toys together. So it may
Okay,
be
stop
like
there. So Deb and Ananya bought 20 toys together. Okay. So now remove Deb and Ananya. So whenever it's just like it's the names, right? Treat it like you and your friend bought 20 toys together. Okay.
Yes.
From these 20 toys, what happened? You lost some 3 toys and your friend lost some 4 toys. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now what we gave, the information we gave is The product of current number of their toys is 42. Right? So you might be left with some toys. Your friend might be left with some toys. If I product those two toys, so if you have some 7 toys, if your friend has some 6 toys, if I product 7 times 6 is
40.
40, correct? Like
Yes.
this. So like this we have the product, we have given you 42, but we don't know how many number of toys you have currently or how many number of toys your friend has currently. But the only informations we know is total number of toys when you bought is 20, and out of which you lost 3 and your friend lost 4, and current product is 42. Okay, what we asked you, can you form an equation for Deb to know how many toys did he have initially? We have also given you the hint that Deb initially has X number of toys. So now you have X number of toys initially. Okay. So when you have X number of toys, how many toys will your friend have initially? So the total is 20. If you
So
have
20
X toys,
minus X.
20 minus X. From the first statement, you can draw this conclusion that you have X. Okay, let me take you there. So these are the step by step solution, maybe say you can say solution or approach. You have to do this kind of approach. So what is the initial statement says? Okay, let us remove Deb and Ananya. Let us say Pooja and Avinash. Okay, so Pooja and Avinash, together you bought some 20 toys. And from the last statement, what we got, for suppose you have X toys, then how many toys will Avinash have?
X minus 20.
X minus 20 or 20 minus X?
20 minus
This
X.
is total. Okay, yeah. This is total. Out of this total, you have X and he will have 20 minus X. This is initial. Okay. Later, what happened after 5 years or some years? What happened? You lost 3 toys. He lost 4 toys. So once you lose 3 toys, how many toys will you have now?
X minus 4. X minus 3.
X minus 3 is your current. This is current situation. So X minus 3. How many toys will your friend Avinash have?
20 minus X minus 7. Like, no.
Minus?
Yes, minus 7 because Pooja also lost. No, minus 4.
Minus 4. So this is the number of toys Avinash has and he lost 4 from it.
Yes.
Okay, what you did total from the initial number of toys you have minus how many you lost is the current number of toys you have. Same way, Avinash has these many toys, out of which he lost 4. So that means it should be like 20 minus X minus 4.
Minus 4.
Which is?
24 minus.
No.
26.
What is 20 minus X minus 4? This is
16.
20 minus 4 minus X.
16 minus X.
16 minus X. So here these kind of situations you shouldn't get confused, okay? So if you are getting confused, just take the brackets. This is the total number of toys Avinash has initially minus number of toys he lost. So 20 minus X minus 4. From there, you should get 16 minus X. Okay, so 16 minus X. So these are the current number of toys you and Avinash has, correct?
Yes.
And what is the information we given? The second statement, what the second statement says? Third statement, sorry. This is the first statement. This is the second statement. Now, what is the third statement? The product of
their toys is
42.
42.
Now, what is the product of these two?
Product of these two is 42.
Yeah. So, X minus 3 times 16 minus X. is we have given 42, right? Correct. So this is how. So once you start with statement by statement, you will get much clear clarity about what we are asking. If we hadn't given you anything, okay, something like take this as x, or if we hadn't give you that assumption, what you have to do is you can take your assumption. So if we in mathematics, what happens, if we hadn't said anything about anything, you start treating it as x. So if you say the number of people we don't know, you have to take the number of people to be x. So whatever you don't know, you
should
treat
be
it as x. So some unknown constant, unknown variable, x. So once you take it x, you find the remaining terms in terms of x, remaining things in terms of x. Okay, whatever is unknown, you treat it as x. Okay, this is one more hint kind of thing I can give. Okay, the main hint is go statement by statement and convert each statement into your mathematical expressions. So that is what we did here. Firstly, I took it as x. So x is the mathematical state expression I have for your number of toys. Okay, so this is an expression. 20 minus x is an expression. So these are mathematical expressions for the statement Deb and Ananya has 20 toys. Okay, that statement I converted it like this. So x toys you have, 20 minus x toys Avinash has. So this is the mathematical expressions, and that is the English statement. So this is how you have to convert each and every statement individually and try to combine, or go statement by statement. That is the solution I can give. Okay, if you had a solid example, maybe in the next or coming classes, we can take that example and solve it. Okay, how to solve it?
So
See,
next time I'll
yeah,
take example.
yeah. So yeah, this is how we have to go, and by this we can stop today's session, and maybe in the next class you can ask practice assignment doubts, or maybe the quadratic equations. If you are facing any problem, you can ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
So I have a doubt. Can I
Hmm.
ask?
Hmm.
So in lecture 25B, there is
Hmm.
an example, a tour bus in Chennai
Hmm.
serves 500 customers per day.
Okay.
Charges that question. You can
Okay. Okay. Let
go
me
to that.
open. Let me open that. Even that is also a good example. Thanks for pointing it. Yeah. So that will also serve your problem, Pooja, maybe.
So, sir, I have a doubt there.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Which,
we
which example?
25B,
See,
lecture 25B.
can you
Like
spot it like 3.3 or
3, okay, it's like 3.2.
3.2?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, 25. Hmm.
Yes.
Time? Maybe after this, right?
Yeah, yeah. Move to 5 minutes. Five.
Hmm.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, 5 minutes. You have doubt at 5 minutes, is it?
Yes, I have doubt there. The multiplication of the equation. Why we did multiplication of the equation, sir? Yeah, that 40 plus 4x, and
Mm-hmm.
then 500 minus 10x. Why we multiplied that equation?
See, even the same suggestions I will give you. A tour bus in Chennai serves 500 customers per day. Now, what you have to think is, you are maybe the owner of this bus service. Okay, treat it like this. If you are the owner of your bus service, just think that maybe you are the conductor also. Okay, you are charging 40 rupees per person. Okay, per person. This is per person. You are getting the point, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
First, read the statement 1. A tour bus in Chennai serves 500 customers per day. So that means you are going to serve only 500 customers. So you are going to allow only 500 customers to board your bus. Okay?
Yes.
And out of those 500 customers, you will be charging 40 rupees per person. So now you have to give tickets, right? Tickets to each of the person. So for one person, you will charge 40. For a family of 4 persons, you will charge. Will you charge 40 or
No.
how much will you charge?
I will reduce that.
No. Forget about the other. Just be on the two statement. Second statement. We are on the second statement. The charge is 40 rupees per person.
Okay.
So that means if there are 5 persons, how much you are going to charge?
40 plus 4x. That equation will use.
Forget about
Okay,
whatever
sir.
the other statements are.
Okay.
First statement is you are going to serve 500 customers per day. The second statement is you will be charging 40 rupees per person. So now my question is, if there are 5 persons, how much are you going to charge for those 5 persons? I am asking you. You are the bus conductor now. So 5 persons are boarding to your bus.
40 into 5.
40 into
5.
5.
Yeah. So that means for each and every person you are going to take 40 rupees.
Yes.
So 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40. So 5 40s, you will get 200 in your purse, correct?
Yes.
Now that is how you are going to charge. So this 40 rupees represents charge of each person. Okay. Now you are the owner of the bus service now. You are estimating that this is your estimation. You will lose 10 passengers per day for each 4 rupees fare hike. So what is this? Each 4 rupees fare hike means? What do you mean by this? What do we mean by this?
Like in per person, 4 rupees will add more.
Increases.
So if I wanted to
40 plus
increase,
4.
so 40 plus 4. So if I made my bus charge to be 44, then how many customers I lose?
10.
10 customers. That means how
Yes.
many customers I will only serve?
400. 490 or 490.
490. Okay. So like this, for each 4 rupees I increase, I will lose 10 passengers. That means if I increase 4 rupees, for each 4 rupees, 2 times, if I increase 2 times, so 44 and 48. If I made 48 is my current bus charge rate, then how many passengers will I lose?
480. 20 says
No,
480.
20. So for every 4 rupees hike, I will lose 10 passengers. This everyone understood? Pooja, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So understood this?
Yes.
No, I'm asking Pooja.
Yes, sir. I'm now getting the point.
Getting it? Yeah.
Yes.
So now you see, for every so I don't know how many times I should hike my price. So I don't know what I don't know how many times I should increase 4 rupees so that I will get the maximize. So maximum fare, to keep the maximum fare, I don't know whether to increase only 4 rupees or whether to increase 8 rupees or whether to increase 12 rupees or I shouldn't increase at all, like this. So I don't know how many 4 rupees hikes I have to make. So if I don't know that, I will treat that as X. So now even the professor taken that X denote the number of 4 rupees fare hikes. So number of 2, so 2 number of 4 rupees hike means I am increasing 8 rupees. 3 number of 4 rupees hike means 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12 rupees I am going to increase and my total charge will be 52, like this. Now you see, if X denote the number of 4 rupees fare hike, what will be the price per passenger now?
40
So if
plus
it is
4x.
So 40 plus 4x is basically represents 40 is the initial charge, and if I increase x times 4 rupees, so x times 4 rupees is 4x. So if I increase this much of amount, this much charge, then the total charge will be initial charge plus how much I am increasing. So 40 plus 4x represents the price per passenger now. And for every 4 rupees, I will lose 10 customers. For x 4 rupees, how many customers I lose?
10 into x.
10 into x. So if for every 4 rupees, I lose 10 customers. For x 4 rupees, so for 1 4 rupee, I will, so 140, so sorry, 110. For x, how much? It will be 10x. So treat it like this. For 1 fare hike, I am going to lose 10 passengers. For x fare, x 4 rupees fare hikes, I will lose x into 10x. So 500, so the remaining passengers would be 500 minus 10x. Now as we have seen, seen initially, if I said charge for each person is 40 rupees and you have 5 persons, what we are doing? We are multiplying, correct? So charge per each person into how many persons are there. So that is what you are going to get, right? In your bus, if you are the conductor, in your bus, if you have some 100 passengers traveling, so you are going to collect 40 rupees from each and every 100 persons, right? Each and every person. So like this 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40, 100 times, you will get final amount to be, final income to be 40 times 100. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Who asked this question? Is he there? Left? चले गए क्या?
I think it was Avinash. I think it was Avinash.
Avinash.
Joseph. I was not there.
Okay, anyway. Okay, if he is there or not also, I will try to conclude this. So what you have, so your income will be the charge per each person times the number of persons in your bus. That is what your income will be. So think it like you are the bus conductor. So what will be your income? So if there are 50 passengers in your bus and you are charging 40 rupees for each passenger, what will be your income? 50 times 40 is your income. So the price per each passenger times the number of passengers will be your income. So the income equation will be the price for the passenger right now we have is 40 plus 4x, and the number of passengers we will have is 500 minus 10x. So the income will be the price per the passenger, which is 40 plus x, times the number of passengers, which is 500 minus 10x. This is what the income equation will be. So if you expand it, that is how it will be. So still I am sharing the screen, I hope. So this is what the equation will be. From this equation, what is the question we asked you? How much should be the fare? So we are asking you the value of 40 plus 4x, not the value of x, nor the maximum profit. We are not asking the vertex
No, they are
point.
asking the maximum income of the company.
No. How much should be the fare?
What should be the 4x? The for that company can get maximum profit.
What should be the 40 plus 4x? How much should be the fare? Direct fare they are asking.
Okay.
So the fare per each passenger is 40 plus 4x. So in this equation, they are not asking the x coordinate of the vertex point. They are not asking the y coordinate of the vertex point. They are asking the value of x for which 40 plus 4x. So the value of x for which the income is maximum, and we have to find the value of 40 plus 4x, the final fare. How much should be the fare? So 40 plus 4x is the fare. Okay. So you have to find the x coordinate of this equation. So that x coordinate will give you the x value for which you will get the maximum profit. So yeah, the maximum value will be attained at 36,000 is the maximum value. So final answer is the new fare. We are asking the
120.
fare, okay, 120. So how much should be the fare? So compute minus b by 2a. So if you compute minus b by 2a, you will get 20. So once you get 20, what the 20 means? You have to increase 20 times. 4 rupees hikes you have to do 20 times. Okay, that means this company should make 20 fare hikes of rupees 4 in order to maximize its income. Okay, so if I increase 20 fare hikes, I will lose 200 customers. But the irony is, even though I lose 200 customers, I don't care, because I'm going to get the maximum profit. Instead of serving 500 customers, charging 40 rupees per each person, I may lose 200 customers, I don't care. But the rest 300 customers, if they pay 120 rupees each, I will get more income than I'm getting right now. So that is what it is. So you see, so this might help you in your, so if you wanted to start a bus service and looking at your past data, if you want to increase your sales, increase your income, you might fear that we are losing 200 customers. So you will be like, no, we will serve like this only. But if you know mathematics, if you know these things, even though
So
you
we can
lose
get
200,
that.
hmm?
If we know, then we can get the price at which we can maximize our profit.
You can, if you know these things, you will use these equations. You no need to have an extra data analyst or data scientist to read your data and get the maximizing equations and everything. So once if you are a data scientist, you can do all this by your own. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
then that's it about today, and we will try to continue in the next class. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for joining and have a good day.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, sir.